Hey Hunters, HaloZoo here for part 2 of the updated subclasses UA we just got. So we're talking about the Drunken Master Monk, so the Way of Intoxifcation. So this one, besides the new name that includes the stupid warrior naming scheme, which really just kill it with fire wizards, please. End it already. So it hasn't been changed much, like a lot of these thus far. However, it has seen some new stuff, so Mystic Brew is just a new feature that lets you do brewing stuff. Yeah, it's that simple. Just here's a brewing feature, and Master Brewer is a new capstone ability to replace Drunkard's Luck, and it's just more Mystic Brews. So, just two simple changes, but I really like how it's kind of, yeah, you're the drunken master. You should have brewing stuff. So, bonus proficiencies, you get performance, as well as brewer supply proficiency. I do think, okay, so one thing I will note, it's kind of weird where it's like, oh, if you have already had performance, then you get a different skill from Monk. But brewer supply, if you already had it, you're just punished for already having it, and you just get nothing. That's a bit dumb. So should probably be, oh yeah, you can get another artisan tool instead if you already had brewer supply. So that's my critique. Of course, most people will be starting at third, so you'll just account for this in your initial proficiencies, but it is a side note that some players will be affected by. And also, it just looks stupid. Like, oh yeah, one of them, if you already had it, you get something else instead. The other, well, you better hope you didn't already have it, because otherwise you're just going to lose out on a proficiency. Which is kind of sad. But oh well, Drunken Technique is still here though. When you use Flurry of Blows, your speed increases by 10 feet, and you don't provoke opportunity attacks. So, yeah, it's Drunken Technique. Still a bit underwhelming at first, but well. It's neat enough, though it does mean that literally all of your key point abilities now disengage. So there is that. Then level 6 with Tipsy Sway. So this is still here. Basically, you can stand up from prone with 5 feet of movement, and when a creature misses you with a melee attack roll, you can use a focus point as a reaction to make it target someone else. So essentially, oh hey, you're gonna attack me? Okay, oh, you missed me. Okay, hit this guy instead. So essentially, you're always able to punish enemies around you whenever you're attacked, which is nice to have. So, Mystic Brew, when you finish a short or long rest, while having brewing supplies available, you can create a magical beverage. So, the Cinnamon Dragon, Heavenly Spirit, or Refreshing Dip. And you put it in a bottle or cask. And then, of course, like, the beverage disappears after the next short or long rest. So basically, you only have one at a time, but only you can drink it, and so basically you can just drink a pint of it before gaining the effect, and you have the effect for an hour after a minute of drinking a pint. So the Cinnamon Dragon, basically you can exhale flames as a magic action. And its fire damage equal to 4 rolls of the martial arts die and be poisoned. Not sure why this fire effect is poisoning people, but okay. At least it's not poison damage. So just burn people. Neat. Then the Heavenly Spirit, you have resistance to psychic and radiant damage. And Refreshing Dip, you just regain hit points equal to a roll of your martial arts die whenever you regain hit points. So just extra healing. Cinnamon Dragon feels far and away the best. Because I think all of them, like, it is an action, or a standard action, but I do prefer it to the other two, just because the other two feel a bit more niche. So it would be nice to have these tweaks around. Maybe Cinnamon Dragon's a bonus action. Refreshing Dip also lets you get temporary hit points easily. And Heavenly Spirit lets you choose a variety of damage types to have resistance to instead. Then Master Brewer at 11th. You also have two more options. So you get Blue Lightning, so when you take a reaction that isn't making an opportunity attack or casting a spell, you can make an unarmed strike as part of it. So basically, whenever you do one of your attack punishes, you get a unarmed strike as well, which is pretty neat. And Drunkard's Luck is back as a heroic as part of this. So basically, you gain heroic inspiration if you don't already have it, and you can give yourself when you roll initiative without it. So basically, you just always have heroic inspiration available, which is neat. So you just get it once per fight, but still, that's cool. Level 17, Intoxicated Frenzy is still here. Basically, when you use Flurry of Blows, you make up to 3 additional attacks for 6 total, but each strike targets a different creature this turn. It's pretty cool. It's nice, though it doesn't come up often, sadly. But it's cool to see. So, could use a bit more work. I think maybe a final brew available at level 17 would be cool. But anyway, let's move on to the Oathbreaker. It's back. So, basically, the one that should have been in Oath of Glory's place is back finally. We're finally getting the 4th base Paladin subclass, which is good to see. So all we're missing now is 3 of the clerics. Regardless, though, what does the Oathbreaker do? Let's see. So, Control Undead is replaced by Conjure Undead, which just summons undead to your aid. That is immediately awesome. Dreadful Aspect is now triggered by using Divine Smite and is a free action. Awesome. Oathbreaker spells has been revised. Aura of Hate had a very simple change of not buffing hostile fiends and undead. Thank you. And Dreadlord imbues your Aura of Protection and can be recharged with a level 5 spell slot. So basically just, it works like the other ones now, which is cool. So Conjure Undead, bonus action, use Channel Divinity to summon a number of undead equal to half your Charisma modifier. And they appear in 30 feet of you. They can be skeletons or zombies. It's an ally to you, and it shares your initiative count. And you can give it commands, otherwise it just takes the dodge and avoids danger. So basically you just get an army of undead. Well, small one, but it's there. Though I do wish they were a bit more powerful, because just skeletons and undead zombie, it could be a templated stat block, so it's actually going to scale with you. But it's neat, especially with Aura of Hate later. Dreadful Aspect, then, after you cast Divine Smite, you can use a Channel Divinity. Each creature in 30 feet of you must make a Wiz save or be frightened for a minute, and they repeat the saving throw each turn. So, yeah, just way better quality of life with the channel divinities. So you can actually use the channel divinity abilities easily. You're welcome. Oathbreaker spells. Now, this got a lot of changes. Only second rank was unchanged entirely. Witch Bolt replaces Inflict Wounds. Not the biggest fan of it. Eating up your bonus action to keep the spell up, I don't think it's amazing. However, I will say, I do think it has better utility than Inflict Wounds did on Oathbreaker, or on a Paladin. So it's nice as a ranged attack, but the channel damage I don't think is going to be that useful most of the time. You'd probably rather have it up to... Granted, once you're done smiting and you don't really need healing and just need to kill a target, it's useful. It's just, I don't think it's the best. I think Ray of Sickness would have been a bit better, just because it's over and done with. You're not focusing on it. Crown of Madness is still here for some reason. I'm surprised that didn't get changed up. It's still Crown of Madness, unfortunately. It's not amazing. 9th level, though, you get Fear and Summon Undead instead of Animate Dead and Bestow Curse. Honestly, getting Fear is kind of weird, actually. I feel like they should have kept Bestow Curse, just because that one felt like it had more usefulness on them. Because Fear is redundant with your Dreadful Aspect. You're just going to use Dreadful Aspect. You're not going to be using Fear. Then Summon Undead. Okay, I actually appreciate this over Animate Dead. Animate Dead runs into the problem of you're summoning basic zombies and skeletons, which you don't really want to do. Then level 7, we have Aura of Hate. So basically, any fiend or undead that you call an ally, when they hit with melee attacks, they deal extra necrotic damage equal to your charisma modifier. I will note one slight loss with this version of Oathbreaker. There is no way to access fiends. So perhaps they should have some option to get fiends out. But that's my only critique of it. It would also be nice if this buffed attack rolls, because your Channel Divinity at this point is starting to lose utility because they're so weak in comparison to what like other stuff can do. You at least have Summon Undead, but your zombies and skeletons aren't going to be useful much longer. Level 15, you get Supernatural Resistance, so you just have resistance to all bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage. It was not mentioned, but that is actually a massive buff. A lot of stuff at later levels just naturally had magical attacks, so that is actually really good. Dreadlord, bonus action, transform. It's a transform ability. Darkness fills your aura of protection. You and your allies in the aura can see through it normally. So that's cool. It's darkness, but you can see through it. And then Fear. Whenever a creature with a frightened condition starts to turn in the aura, it takes 4d10 psychic damage. Feels a bit redundant with some stuff Oath of Conquest does. But, I mean, you got a big Fear ability, so sure, why not? Then Shadow Strike, as a bonus action, when you make a melee spell attack, you can make a melee spell attack against any creature in your aura of protection, and on hit, target takes 3d10 plus charisma modifier necrotic damage. So just lashing out at various targets in the aura. This is redundant with Divine Smite, but who needs Divine Smite when you're able to do this sort of craziness? It is really cool. And it is a spammable ability, so yeah. Sure, you only have so many Divine Smites, but who cares when you can just spam these out, which is pretty cool, actually. So, yeah, overall, they definitely gave it a good facelift. I will say I'm not 100% sure on the Oathbreaker spells. Also, it is kind of weird you don't have access to any Fiend allies innately. So it calls out having Fiend allies, but you don't really have many options to get those outside of Find Steed, so it would be nice paired with a way to get a Fiend out, but that's more of a nitpick. But overall, I think they did really good with this one. Like, for the first time, there's not any stinkers. Which, granted, partly because Hexblade wasn't changed again, which it probably should have been. I don't know why Hexblade isn't here. It should have been. We should have gotten a version closer to the initial one, just with slightly tweaked effects, and nothing like the second version. At least on the curse, because that one was bad. But I am glad it turned out so well. There's nothing bad like Tattooed Monk or the second iteration of Hexblade's curse. But that's good. Definitely going good directions with all of this. But without further ado, that has been the Updated Subclasses UA. I hope you've all enjoyed this look into it all. But without further ado, I will see y'all next time. Halo Zoo, out.